What do we get if we add 10% of 12 to 12?
13.2.
Yeah, well, we get right?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody understand what I just did? Just a simple addition of percents. I do find that a lot of my students who are qualified to take pre-calculus courses and higher don't know how to do percents. So I think there's something going out there, mainly the fact that there's a percent key on the calculator that causes you to not think about what it means to do a percent. So kind of remind yourself to think about what it means, because it's real important. Okay, so if you don't understand that, you know, I'll just say it because it'll be in the video. 10% means 10 per 100. Percent means per 100. 10 per 100 means 10 divided by 100. 10 divided by 100 is 0.10. So 10% is 0.10. And 10% of 12 is 0.10 times 12. And that's what we're adding to 12. Okay? Now, mysteriously, is this the same as 1 plus 0.10 times 12?
Yes?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Two ways to see this. One is to calculate it, right? Oh, yes. Okay. And that's a really good thing that it is, because, of course, the distributive law tells me that this times this is 1 times 12, which is 12, 0.10 times 12, which is 10% of 12, right? In other words, good thing, because and that's the same thing that we did here, right? Everybody understand that? Yeah, that's kind of important. You're going to see how important here. You're going to begin to see how important right now. Okay, so we understand that adding, okay, now if we add our percent to, forget what letter I use, I'm going to just use P. That kind of stands for principal, if you're doing compound interest, for example. If I add R percent to P, R could stand for population, okay, because in both cases you have similar models, okay, and you'll see that when we get to it. If I add R percent to P, what do I get?
You get P point, no, you get,
First of all, how do you interpret R percent? Somebody else. Let Isaac think about it for a minute.
1 plus R, or like the decimal version of R, I guess.
Okay, well, maybe you can't do a
Would you get
decimal
it?
version of R because you don't know how many significant figures R has.
would you
Right.
do P plus P times R percent?
Yeah, well, you could do, well, yeah, but what's R percent mean?
It's the variable for the percentage that
Yeah,
we're
but
supposed to.
what does percent mean?
All means out of 100.
Percent means per 100, right?
Yeah.
So the thing you gotta understand is, R percent means R per 100 means R divided by 100.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, and I should say add R percent of P to P, right? Now if I say add R percent to P, unless P is a percent, you pretty much have to do R percent of P added to P. It wouldn't make sense any other way. But I've been fairly careful to say R percent of whatever added to whatever. Okay, so we have R percent of P added to P. That means P plus R over 100 times P, right? And how do you write, how could you write that in a little bit different form?
Well, I guess you could have like PR over 100.
You could,
Yeah.
but what I'm getting at is I can factor out P.
Yeah.
Just like I factored out the term on the sequence of questions we looked at before, and I would get 1 plus R over 100 times P.
Okay, that makes
Right?
sense.
Okay? That's a very convenient form. Okay? So adding R percent of P to P means 1 plus R over 100 multiplied by P. And we need to understand that. So you want to think about that. That's extremely important, okay? Because we're going to build on that.